Hello, and welcome back to another magnificent episode of Real Talk Atlanta. Yeah. We are your hosts, Taisha Renee.
I'm Ashley LeRae.
River the Realtor.
And Nika W.
And it's another week to drop gems and give y'all a little bit of tea.
Period.
Yeah. What's up, y'all?
Like What's up, my girls?
Welcome back.
How have y'all been? How's this week been? How has this heat been?
Hot. This week has been hot. The market been hot.
Ooh. It's been a hot week.
Yeah.
It's been a hot market.
Didn't we say we was going to have a hot summer, though?
Right.
We did say that.
We did ask for it.
Summer,
Hot girl summer has begun, and we're working, and we're vibing, and we're chilling, and we're doing what needs to be done.
Period.
We're still working. How you guys doing mentally?
Oh, child. We might need a whole nother episode.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually in a good spot mentally. I can't even. I'm very happy. I'm very at peace, and I'm whatever God has for me is for me.
Good.
I need a therapist.
I need
a therapist too.
The queen of boundaries, ladies and gentlemen. The queen
of boundaries. Don't let nobody stress me out.
I know that's right.
I feel you.
So what we're getting into today? What's something that's been super hot on this market, and I think has been getting very popular, are lease-to-own programs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. How do you guys explain lease-to-own programs to your clients?
Yeah, well, for me, I know when my clients are, it comes up one of two ways. So if they're looking to buy, but they maybe need more savings, higher credit, or any type of, deficiency in one area to purchase a home, I just describe Lease-to-own as a program that can kind of set you up to start the home buying process, even if you might be deficient in certain areas, where you can lease a home for a temporary basis. And then once your, credit is up, assets are good, you'll be, first right to purchase that home over anybody in the market. So my renters as well, kind of explain it to them too. But
right, it's definitely a non-traditional way to purchase a home.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You see it, you like it, you rent it. It's that easy.
Yeah, you make a plan to buy it.
It's a really easy process. The clients that I have that are interested in the lease-to-own programs are clients that are either eager to move out from a situation that is super specific, but they need to move instantly, and they can't really approve for a home.
Yeah.
And then I have clients that are on the verge of buying, but again, because of the market, and the market is so hot, it's taking them a little bit longer to save and be ready for that market, or even to compete with the market. So they're like, okay, I'll start the lease-to-own program, and then from there.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
It's definitely, I feel like all the programs kind of have the same goal in mind, and that's just to make home ownership more attainable for people.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I love that. I don't hate it.
I love it. Especially for our people. Y'all know rental prices are skyrocketing right now. So especially for clients that I have, they're like, I rent in Midtown for $3,800. I'm like, girl, for a one-bedroom condo, let's stop it.
Studio?
Literally. So it's just a way to make sure you're stretching your dollars, but stretching them out in ways that make sense, and then that ultimately gets you to home ownership. So I love it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it from the past clients that I've been helping with the lease-to-own programs, is actually a little bit cheaper than renting an apartment right now.
What do you mean? In regards to that monthly payment, or?
No, regarding to how much they paying those programs to stay in the home.
Up front or per month?
No, monthly.
Oh, okay. So they're rent. Okay.
And that's a good thing about it, is that you can live in any type of home that you want, a townhome, a single family home, and you're paying way less upfront.
Right. Just like a regular home that's for sale that someone else can go in and buy.
You don't have to have your closing costs or your down payment. It's way less. So
Absolutely.
that's a big reason why a lot of people do it, for sure.
Right.
And some programs won't even allow you to use those payments toward down
Equity.
payment, and we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, because we got a lot of different programs, and that's what I love about that.
The Georgia definitely offers a bunch of different programs. I think the main one I've been seeing is probably Ribbon. A lot of people have been using.
Okay.
But that's not lease-to-own.
That's not lease-to-own, but it's a solution-based program.
Yeah,
So similar to it.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Look, Nika, tell us about that.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm
I
excited
know.
to talk about Ribbon because it's one of my preferred program. I actually just closed on a home for my mother.
Yes.
Using
Cheers.
Ribbon.
Cheers.
So
Shout out to moms. You know we love your mama, Nika.
Shout out to mama.
We love her.
I saw you post a house on your story. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cute.
Yes, she loves it, y'all. She loves it, and it makes my job even more rewarding because you don't really see the effect of. I feel like this was when I really realized the effect of my job, because I was just laying in the house and she's obsessed, you guys. She's obsessed.
Shout out to Ribbon.
Yeah, shout out to Ribbon. Shout out to Ribbon. Shout out to my advisor. So let's get into it. Ribbon. So Ribbon is a solution-based program for buyers that are actually buying in this market. So you're purchasing a home. What Ribbon does is actually provide you with a backup cash offer or a backup plan. So they have different options, right? So you have one option where if you're competing in this market, because we are in a seller's market. So it's hard to compete. You're competing with cash buyers. You're competing with people that are, cash heavy. So you want to make sure that you're not wasting time on, purchasing a property while interest rates are increasing, and now you potentially have less money to play with.
Right.
So Ribbon kind of puts you in a position to be at the top of the food chain, right? So you're shopping. I usually okay, let's get into it.
Take your time, sis.
Let me
Take
take my
your
time, because it's ways that you can maneuver. Usually when I first started with Ribbon, I would use it as a last resort. So I would shop with my clients for a couple times, put in a couple offers. Now on our third offers being denied, that's when I will present this program to my buyers, because everybody in real estate gonna have their hands out. So there's a fee. It's gonna cost you a little bit.
If you want to have fun, you gotta bring those funds. I'm probably have to say that every episode.
Okay, we need that on a
Gotta
t-shirt.
reiterate it every week. Oh, and it's so weird though. I just did a showing like 2 days ago. One of my clients is looking for a loft, and a lot of condos have restrictions as far as the loan. So they told me they didn't take FHA, and I was like, okay, well, let's use Ribbon. She was only taking cash offers on it. Okay. So like you said, you do it as a last resort, but you can also do it if it's not eligible for the type of loan that you want.
Right. So Ribbon is basically a facade. You have to still go through. No, it's very real. That's exactly
the real in real estate.
Okay. It's really what it is. It's not like you really presenting a cash offer. You actually going through a cash transaction. But Ribbon is willing to back you up if anything goes wrong. It kind of guarantee the seller that no matter what's going on in this transaction, you're going to sell your home, and you're going to sell the home that for the price that we're offering.
And all cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the benefit of it, because now for a buyer, for example, the perfect client for a Ribbon program is a client that is financially secured, but have a loan type where most sellers discriminate, like FHA loans.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. So like
And
kind of
not even discriminate, but kind of like we said last time, like they just kind of look down on them because of like fallacies that have long time been in the market.
Right.
They think it's harder to deal with. They think it's this, but a lot of people do say FHA is not accepted, or certain rules that might eliminate it. But definitely, if you have one of those loan types that are harder to close with,
Yeah, and it's not that it's a bad loan.
definitely
it's just
not. And let me drop a gem. Like, according to Greg, that is very unethical for a listing agent to say, hey, I'm not accepting this loan type. I'm not. So make sure you guys, look out for that. So anyway, for a potential client that is really, really trying to, win in this market, I will go ahead and have Ribbon. Ribbon only charge you 1% of the sales price.
Okay.
So for example, a $300,000 home, we might look at $3,000 fee, but guess what? That offer, it will be accepted, because
what does that fee go toward?
so it goes to Ribbon at
Ribbon,
closing.
okay.
It goes to Ribbon at
the
closing.
upfront cost at all. It's just that
No, it
1%
just goes to
upfront fee.
Ribbon.
Okay.
So for example, let's go back to my mother's house, right? We submitted over 8 offers.
wow.
And some of those offers were Ribbon offers, just to show you how competitive this market is. So the offer that when we won our home, it was over 20 other offers.
Period.
Period. And yeah, she had the extra reserved. So again, the perfect client is someone that has that 1% just sitting there that is ready to use. If you want your home, and we locked in a really, really good interest rate at that time. So imagine if we did not use Ribbon and we would have kept shopping and shopping. Now interest rates are even like at least 2% than what I had, you know, and that was like 2-3 months ago. So Ribbon has its advantages, and Ribbon actually allows it actually closes appraisal gap for you.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I have shivers. So when you're purchasing a home, especially when you're competing with other buyers, right? What a strategy that us realtors, we use is to make sure that our client is able to close on a waive appraisal or even be able to meet the appraisal gap. Appraisal gap is basically a appraised value of the home and a sales price. Are you really going to guarantee the seller the price that you're offering, regardless of what the appraisal value is?
Right, because if the home appraised is lower, the bank doesn't care. You're getting from the bank what the home appraised for, not what's in the contract.
Exactly. So what Ribbon does is like they give you, they give you cash power. They're like, hey, we did our comps, we ran the comps, and we're telling you that we can actually put up $8,000 for you, above, like appraisal gap, and you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Wow.
That's
you know,
big in this market.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. So it's really, really, even when we submit the offer, the listing agent is able to go through it with peace and say, okay, like this is a guaranteed offer. This is a smooth transaction, and that's what it is. And Ribbon, it's other programs there, but I'm very, very experienced with Ribbon. So
Awesome.
you
and
guys
one
should
thing
really
about them
look into
too,
it.
don't they not give you like whatever you're approved for? If you're approved for, let's say, 300,000, that's all that they're going to give you cash, right? They're not going to give you more than what you're approved for.
Yes, they're not going to give you more than you're approved for. And this is why I go back to the facade, because before starting the process with Ribbon, they're going to ask you for your pre-approval letter. They're going to check with your lender to make sure that you have given them all the paperwork. You are really clear to close. Like you have to be ready. If you think that your financing may fall through, Ribbon might cost you more than just 1%.
That risk factor.
It's the risk factor, because then Ribbon will have to buy that home for you while you getting your financing together. So that's the catch to it. So let's go back to it. Ribbon has, another option that they have with Ribbon is if you go under contract and your contract is falling through, like everything is falling through, you can contact Ribbon to buy that home for you while you figure everything out. And then they can close on it weeks later, depending on your financing. You can buy it back from Ribbon.
And you can lease from them too, right?
Yeah, with your lender.
Oh,
That is
nice.
awesome.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
just pay that
solutions-based.
fee and that's it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's really solution based. Like they're really making it easy for you to obtain the home while you're in the buying process.
Yeah.
And then with FHA, they have the Lease-to-own program where they'll buy the home, and within 3 months you'll buy it back from them.
Okay.
okay,
I know Lease-to-own is my jam. So I really love it. No, I think that's an amazing program because it gives you cushion.
Yeah.
Right.
You need cushion in this market because I'm trying to tell you, with interest rates, with cash heavy people.
Yes.
People in Atlanta got money.
Okay. I get it. But no, just kind of bouncing off Nika, kind of talking about something similar would be lease-to-own programs, right? And we kind of sat down and talked about it, but we all have like a lot of different programs that we're familiar with or use. And so one of my favorites is Home Partners.
We love
Home Partners, y'all.
We love it.
I literally love this program because I feel like for people who are either renting and paying a premium price, which in Atlanta right now, if you want something that's luxurious or modern as everyone, you're going to pay a premium. Everybody moving to Atlanta, that's just the real in real estate.
Yeah, the
So
renters are tired. They so tired.
They pockets mine because they spending that money.
Okay.
Right.
So what I love about Home Partners, I feel like if you're renting for a super high price and you might want more space, but you don't really know how to navigate that, or you're just having a tough time on the rental market, because I feel like the inventory on the rental market is scarce as well.
Oh yeah. For
So
sure.
what Home Partners pretty much does is you fill out the application, and similar to getting like a pre-approval from the lender, they'll give you a rental maximum amount. So they'll say, hey, based on these documents, you can rent for X amount of dollars. What they then do is take, let's say if you're approved for a $2,700 rent, they'll convert that into a purchase price, and they'll tell your realtor, hey, River, based on this, Taisha can rent for $2,700, which is going to fall anywhere between $300,000 and $350,000. So now, instead of us looking for homes on the rental market, we're shopping for rentals, but we're looking at the housing market.
Right.
And even though the housing market is a little scarce, it's way
Better.
more
Way better.
in the
Yeah.
rental. It's not all investor owned. It's really people whose homes are on the market, who are very well kept, have that homey type of feeling. And a lot of my clients, that's what they look for. They're looking for homes. And so we do just that. We look at what's on the market for sale. convert into their purchase price, and we put in offers. What Home Partners does is they present a fully cash offer.
Yes.
No contingencies, no financing contingencies, no appraisal contingency. Is nothing contingent on this offer except for you accepting it. And in this market, again, that's what sellers want to see.
Right.
Yep.
So it's super lucrative for people who are really looking to move, be efficient, be kind of quick, because they can also close in as quick as 21 days. Now, for the requirements, there are a couple different things. So the minimum household income is about $40K. This program is also really, really good. I had actually 2 young clients. They put their incomes together, both kind of working, regular jobs, in school or whatever. But 2 part-time jobs, 20,000 they approved for Home Partners, and now they're in a home that they're able to rent.
Awesome.
So $40,000 is the minimum income, which is a lot more attainable than when people trying to get a loan at $40,000. It puts you pretty low on the totem pole sometimes. So $40,000 minimum income. Credit score can be 580. So again, with those deficiencies, you can get approved right at a 580 with no hassle, still getting the same return as if you had a 750. So that's super good. And yeah, they have a minimum purchase price of $550,000, which I absolutely love, because it doesn't necessarily put you in a certain price point. Like, if you're using this program to help you, then you have to shop in, a certain,
in a low point,
a certain lower price point. Exactly. You can go up to $550,000 as long as your income can show that you can afford that.
And in Atlanta, you can get a nice home for $550.
We in the luxury market,
Right.
$550. So, I love Home Partners just for that reason. Like Ashley said, the Lease-to-own program really, really makes it super attainable. Something else that I love is that they're really good with like repairs, right?
Yeah.
We know
That's
that
a
if
plus.
a home has been lived in, there's likely a chance that there are some repairs that need to be made. They do the same thing as we do on the buyer's market, right? They get the home inspected, they make sure it's nothing crazy, and if it is, they address it with the seller before we close. And then there's also like a little bit of a waiting period. So we might close on the home with Home Partners buying it cash, but before they let you move in, they'll go in, they'll fix the repairs, they paint, they make it really, really good. And then when it comes to like the buy and get back, they give you a good rate to buy it back at. The rent is pretty stabilized, and if it is going to go up, you get enough notice, and it's nothing crazy. And then they can never go up on the purchase increase on the home more than like 2%. So it still makes it really
the total purchase price.
Good to know.
Once they are ready to buy it.
exactly, because it goes up every year.
It goes up about $50.
Yeah, but it's never anything too much. And then the great thing is, like, because they have a cap on how much they can go up, if the market influxes and, like, let's say your $500,000 home is worth $650, they're not just going to be like, oh, you owe $650.
Right.
You kind of locked in at a good place where it's still attainable for you.
Nice.
Which, y'all, I just love it. So
That's great.
it's
That gives you
really
time to
good.
build toward it. Like, you know what you're working toward.
Exactly.
Right. It's awesome.
And one thing I have to point out, because a lot of people say, like, that's a super big commitment. They're super scared. Y'all, please write this down. Take a note. The only thing you are obligated to do, write this down. The only thing you are obligated to do with this program is rent for a year.
Yeah.
So if after a year you're like, okay, look, my money is crazy now. I'm a CEO. I'm making bank.
Right.
I'm trying to buy a $2.5 million. You're not obligated to do anything.
to buy
As
it.
long as
Right.
you fulfill your 1 year lease, just like you would do with any other like condo or anything, you're good. You can walk away from it, or you can start taking those steps to purchase it. So
right.
love
It's
that.
renting with
Do
the
Do they put any
option.
money up
yes,
front?
renting with the option to own. What'd you say?
Do they have to put any money up front to go in there?
Yes, so the security deposit.
Okay.
Think about the security deposit. It is 2 months. So it's like
Like
when
an
you
apartment.
Move,
Like
it's like an apartment.
Yeah.
Apartments are a little bit, if you're not a at-risk tenant, apartments are usually like 1 month's rent or a little bit less.
Right.
So the upfront is 2 months, but it's refundable. It's a security deposit, and you can get a $550,000 home if you qualify with it with just a 2 months rent security deposit. So it's a little bit of money up front, but you don't have to be super cash heavy. You just have to be able to afford it with your salary and get approved from it, and then you're good to go. So
Awesome.
And
I love
That's
it.
lit.
And just to add on to what River said, also with Home Partners,
I should have did that.
with Home Partners, they do have a new guideline, so they try to better their system every year. So this year they have something called the choice lease. So it's for those people that has really, really good credit. So if your credit is in the 700s,
Ashley, what's your line?
Oh, the Jay-Z line.
Go ahead. It's a good time.
You know, it's more important than blowing money in a strip club. Y'all should know this by now.
credit.
yeah, I mean, credit is everything. So what Home Partners does is like they give you a discount on the monthly rent, and they give you a discount on your purchase price.
Oh,
wow.
Yes. Oh, it's a big discount.
People love it. That's
Big discount. So I had a client, right, and his they call it choice lease. So the choice lease was up to $1,600. So when we were looking for homes, I was just like, oh my God, we can't find anything. We can't find anything. But when we went to the website, Home Partners have his, like, you literally have to check it in. And it was like a sale. It was like $300 less than what the rent would be. So for example, if the rent approximate was $1,800, he get it for $1,500.
Oh,
Nice.
That is
he got good credit.
because he got good credit. So now
$300 off a month, sweetie.
That's a lot.
paying $1,300, $1,400 a month. That's better than a mortgage. That's better than a mortgage. For a home for at least a year, like, you can't beat that. And they also take down the purchase price. So.
Nice.
Gotta love it.
Get your credit together.
Get your credit together and reach out to us.
I got a special place for Home Partners in my heart. That was my very first sale ever. Was Home Partners.
Yeah. Shout out to Home Partners.
Yeah, I love
But
them,
since
child.
then, I will say there's another program I've been really liking and like sending a lot of my clients to. It's another lease-to-own program. It's called Divvy, and Divvy is pretty much the same as Home Partners in terms of requirements, you know, as far as like a 580 credit score, at least $40,000 in income. But one of the main differences with Divvy is that when you pay your rent every month, they take a small percentage of that and save it towards a down payment if you choose to purchase it later on.
Oh, no.
Ching.
Yeah, so if you're paying, like you said, $1,800 a month, they save, I want to say 0.7% and just put that in account for later. So
So
that's
what if you don't want to buy the house? Do we get that 0.7 back? Or do you
yes.
just keep
So
it? Oh, you do?
mind you,
Nice.
rent to own, you're not obligated to buy. You're renting with the option to buy.
Yeah,
So
the option is the key. You
Right.
have the option, and you have the first right to do so, right?
exactly. So similar to an apartment, if you do decide that you don't want to buy the home, maybe you stay there, you don't like the area, or you got a new job somewhere, you don't want to stay, you can terminate the lease and then you'll get your money back, all the money that you saved while you were living there.
Oh, nice.
And another big difference with Divvy is that the minimum lease term is 3 years. I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
3 years is a long time. Like
Yeah.
life changes
I
real
wanna
quick.
keep moving
Yeah.
around like that.
But that you're not locked in for 3 years. You have to give them 60-day notice if you want to terminate.
Oh,
and again, you'll
interesting.
get your
Like
money
before
back.
the 3
Okay.
years is up.
Right. And
Okay.
you can get out of your lease at any time. They just need a 60-day notice.
Okay.
If you to get your money
That's
back.
very good.
Yeah. Divvy's really amazing. What else? They also do repairs. I'll say I think working with both programs, I think Divvy does offer a little bit more repairs.
Yeah.
For instance, my Home Partners deal, they did replace the carpet with new carpet. They painted the walls, things like that. But Divvy, you can ask for a couple more things, maybe like a cabinet color or something.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
More
It's
cosmetic.
it's a really great program. On average, most buyers, or tenants who work with Divvy save at least $16,000 within the 3 years of them living there. That's a lot of
good.
money. Yeah.
That's
Look,
good.
I need Divvy to help me save my money.
Okay.
I don't know where to be going.
I need to take a page out of their book. Like, okay, every month let me save
Right.
0.7%. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound hard at all. I know Divvy too is a little bit more flexible with the areas that they service. So
Yeah.
we're Home Partners. This is why it's always good to weigh your options or apply for both, because when Home Partners doesn't service one area, Divvy might.
Right.
That's a good thing, because one thing about Home Partners, I don't know if Divvy has this as well. Home Partners, especially if you want to live in like a subdivision, they give you a list of people, like if it's a subdivision in this HOA, like we don't service it, and they have their reasons. Unbeknownst to me, child, because I still don't know.
I don't
But
work there.
it's good. Like if Divvy doesn't service a particular area or home, Home Partners might, and vice versa. So
Right.
the programs are very similar, but I think you work with either one of them, you can definitely close on the home that
Right.
you really want.
And I will say with Divvy, the maximum purchase price is $500,000 rather than $550,000 with Home Partners. But yeah, I would recommend if anyone's interested, if you think you're not necessarily ready to buy yet, you want to give yourself some time, then go ahead and apply for Lease-to-own. Apply to all of the programs that we talk about and just see what works. The application fee for Home Partners is, well, it was free. Is it still free?
No, that sale was over.
It's over. I'm sorry, y'all
It's
missed
like
it.
them appliances.
Sorry, y'all.
You gotta
Y'all
catch
should
a
have
good
connected
season.
this.
Sorry.
There's a fee. I want to say it's about $75. I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
That's
I
what
don't
it
know for sure,
is.
but I believe it's about $75.
Yes.
But they do some little things sometimes we can get it. So catch us at a good time. We might be able to catch us at.
Yes.
Keep up a good deal.
Yes.
Maybe one.
The Divvy application is completely free. You just go online, fill out your information, submit a couple documents. If you're a W-2 employee, then all you have to do is submit your tax documents. And if you're self-employed, then just show your bank statements for the past 3 months.
Yep.
It sounds like you're just regularly renting.
Yeah.
It's
Seriously, yeah.
But then you get a little taste of that home
Little
ownership.
taste,
Right.
okay.
I
Look,
like
you
it.
get an option just in case you might change your mind.
And you're going to love it.
And then there's like a third program, which is
Pathway, which is not as popular, I don't think, personally, because I haven't dealt with it a lot or heard about it a lot, but I've seen it coming around now.
Yeah.
And again, lease-to-own programs typically have the same requirements. Under Pathway, I do find it a little different because they have 2 different thresholds under their program. So they have like a home start program, and then they have like a savings match program. So the home start program is for someone who doesn't have the savings yet. So in order for them to move in the house, all they have to do is pay the first month's rent and your security deposit. Okay. Just like an apartment.
Yeah.
But if you do have a little savings and you do want to pay a little bit more, you can pay for the savings match program. They do 2.5% up front to get in the house. But they match that. So when you're ready to purchase the house, if you want to purchase the house, you'll already have your 5% down payment.
Right.
Wow.
And you're ready. And they give you, so up front, they already let you know what they're going to sell that house to you for 5 years.
Okay.
They give you the price. Okay, if you buy it after your first year, it'll be this price. Buy it after your second year, it'll be this price, and so forth and so on. So you already, again, know what you're working.
No surprises,
Right.
which I like.
Yeah, like you know what you're working towards. And again, you're not obligated. And you get your 2.5% back if you put that up, and you're building equity towards that house.
I love that. It really sets people up for success.
You have so many options.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to take a kind of different route and just kind of pick the one that's best for you. Or
And then
that works
ease your
best
way
for
into
you.
home.
Yeah.
You don't have to
rush.
If that's the better option for you, you know?
I feel like Pathway Homes is a little bit newer, so I think it's a little bit modification of Home Partners and Divvy, and then now they're trying to make something
different.
friend.
Like,
They're
where
Right.
can we do? Because me, I probably want that match. I want that 5%.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Ooh, y'all know I
Yeah.
just
So
bought my
I'm
house
ready.
and no one matched.
Yes.
Should have went with one of these programs.
You hear me? I know now. I know now. I didn't even think about it. It's funny because like when you're in the process yourself, you don't even think about stuff like this. But hearing all these benefits to it, like it really helps, especially our first time home buyers, our young homeowners, like just having something a little bit extra to give you some funds or give you some.
It's a less stressful process because these lease-to-own programs have management companies. So if something goes wrong, you need a little bit of help with fixing things up, you just call them and they're always there to assist you.
Because baby, when you buy the house outright yourself, it's on you.
They calling you,
What you
exactly.
finna do, 'cause they calling nobody.
And throughout the whole process of like shopping, when you're using one of these programs, it's really just us, the agent, and the company. Like you're really out of it. You don't have to worry about the stress like the buyer does.
Yeah, it's
you
really
know?
stress-free.
Yeah, it's real. Now us in the back end, we stressing, but
Always.
Yeah.
We always stressing.
You just don't know.
You never know though. We like,
don't
we
know.
got it. We hang up the phone like, oh my God.
ready to bang your head on the table. Like,
This is a fact.
crazy.
I love it though.
I love
think
it.
lease-to-own is really bomb. Like I really
Yeah,
think
and I think it could be a good option for a lot of people who might not be ready. So if you are someone who feels like a lease-to-own program may be best for you, reach out to one of us. Because there's still contracts, there's still things that a realtor's eyes will see that you won't see, and we need to be a part of that, transactions to help you get there. Reach out to us.
look, we got 4
down.
different programs.
We got 4 different
Right.
programs for you. Which one works
programs.
best for
Right.
you?
And I'll say, because when you work with one of their agents, you have to remember, like as a tenant or a potential buyer, the agent there has the company's best interest at heart, right?
Yes.
Right. They're
Absolutely.
working for that company.
Right. So if you're working with one of us as your agent, just know that we're the ones who our interest is vetted to you.
Right.
So
Period.
it's really
To
important.
get you the best deal. So I think that's a really good segue into our question of the day.
Yes.
With Ashley LeRae.
Yes, every week. I swear I can't wait to do this part. Let me remind you guys, be sure to send in your questions to us via email, info@realtalkatlanta.com. You can DM us on Instagram. We would love to answer your questions on the show. So let's see.
We've been getting some really good
Good
questions.
questions.
know.
You guys
I'm
are doing
excited.
so good at it.
I know, right?
Y'all
doing
are
great,
invested,
sweetie.
and I love it.
Let's see.
This one look long. I'm scared.
I know.
No.
What is that?
Sorry, I'm reading it, not saying it. So the question of the day for today says, what are your experiences as young realtors and any advice for making a name for yourself?
Grind, hustle.
Period.
Hustle.
Chicago.
No sleep. What's that thing? What's that TikTok? Is it a TikTok that be like, no sleep, no sleep? What is that?
Oh,
Grind.
airport.
No,
Okay.
actually,
We don't
no.
know.
I'm not sure, but I'm on because I
Never
sleep.
mind.
Right, miss boundaries. No, I think I would say this, and I don't think I've made a name for myself yet.
Not
if I'm
yet.
being
Yeah.
transparent, I'm within my first. When did I get my license, child? See, I feel like I've been doing
We
this
all
for
got
30
about
years.
the same
I
time.
know,
We're
right?
all
A little bit over a year.
Over a year.
Yeah.
Or right close to the 18-month mark. So I wouldn't say that I've necessarily made a name for myself, but I think I'm taking the steps towards doing so.
Right.
And I would say the biggest thing is figuring out who you are in this business, right?
Yes.
It's not enough to just be a realtor. What type of realtor are you? Who do you
A
service?
ton of realtors.
Yeah, everybody, once you get your license, I think has the realtor designation.
Right.
That's cool. We all realtors.
Right.
But the thing is, like, who are you? And I think it's like deciding who you want to service, deciding what your business is going to be like, what your business is going to look like, how are you going to service your clients. Really just sitting down and streamlining every process and everything to figure out who you want to be in this business. I feel like, and don't fight me because I know how you like to tussle, but I think real estate is an oversaturated market. I think it's a lot of people that have their real estate license. It's not about getting a real estate license, it's about what you do with it.
Right.
And so my biggest thing is like somebody being a new realtor, coming in, trying to make a name for yourself. Figure out who you are. Don't try to copy anybody. Don't try to, feed off of what works for you, but just really decide like who do you want to be and how you're going to attain that. And then just, like she said, grind. It's Chicago.
Exactly.
Right.
You gotta hustle.
Right. And piggybacking off of that, like, it is oversaturated. And Atlanta's huge, but the real estate industry is so small. So like when you do kind of figure out who you are, stay true to that person, because
Absolutely.
it's so easy to like get on social media or, go to these events and kind of see what everyone else is doing and kind of like, okay, start feeling some type of way towards yourself. But as long as you're staying true to yourself and you're doing everything that you can do, that's how you're going to make a name for yourself.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I mean, it's just like a Taisha is Taisha, River is River, Ashley is Ashley.
I was
Nikki
going to
is
say that.
Nika.
I have to say this though, because we are so close-knit group, right?
Right.
We are literally all different.
Right.
Yeah.
We servicing different
4
clients.
different realtors.
We're in different areas, but we do the same thing. We all do real
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah.
That's how we're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing, whoever submitted this question that she said, or he, is that you're young. You have to remember, give yourself some grace.
Some
you're young.
grace, some
Yeah. The success
I need
will
to take that
come.
advice.
You hear me?
Yeah. Don't be too hard on yourself. All of that will come. You just, like you guys said, just stay true to yourself. Know who you are. And a big thing for me is just to be authentic and just be original.
Right.
It's kind of hard to, like you guys said, there's a million realtors. and-
Everybody and their mama want to be a realtor.
yeah, of
and
course,
that's just
it's
real
kind of hard.
talk.
Of
Y'all
course,
don't
everything's been
understand.
regurgitated, but just try to be original. And I feel like people will gravitate towards you, Just, yeah. do your
There's
own
enough
thing.
houses for everybody to sell.
It's
Right,
enough clients for
right.
everybody. There's enough people in this world for everybody. If you're gonna make it, like I always tell my clients, what's for you is for you.
For you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I forget to take that advice myself.
Yeah.
But what's for you is for you. So like, don't stress about it. If it's meant for you, it's going to happen. If you're meant to be a top producing realtor, you will be a top producing realtor. Like it'll
Yes.
happen.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
For me, it goes back again to what you guys are saying. Your process might not look, my process was not like Rivers or Ashley's or Taisha. It was just a thing that I wanted to figure this out for myself. Because I'm so young, I have time. I always remember I have time, but you have to have that hustle mindset. Like you have to want this for yourself. It's not all about the glamorous, the pictures, the photo shoots, and all you see that on Instagram. That's just literally 10% of it.
10.
10.
Yeah.
I want to read about
That,
it.
yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's just the product. That's just the results. What are you doing in the back end to make sure that you stand out, that you're different, that you actually taking care of your clients? It's not just posting pictures, but you can't work on social media. Have that image on social media, and your clients can't even stand you.
Man, you could spitting right now.
Okay, your clients can't even
Sips
stand
champagne.
you. Okay, so make sure that you're an expert at what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
And another thing I want to say too, when I mentioned like give yourself some grace, because in my first year, like after I reflected, I made so many mistakes that I learned from within my first
Naturally.
year. Yeah. You're young. I get it's a new business for you. Things happen. But I think your systems that you put in place are what's going to make you successful in
Right.
real
Yeah.
estate. That's the most important thing for
One
sure.
of the best things my mom always told me, success is not linear. it's not gonna go like this, baby. It's gonna go like this. You gonna have
especially
high,
in real estate.
You gonna have high highs. You gonna have low lows. You gonna have 6 closings one month and maybe none the next.
For the next 5 months.
Yeah.
No facts.
I didn't want to say it.
It go crazy.
But no, success is not linear. Like, everybody has their own path. Your success is gonna be your success. Look, we've experienced it.
I felt that. Okay.
So,
Yeah,
we got it. I wish I had someone to cheers to, but
Long story short, we're still working on making it.
Period.
I don't think we feel like we're there yet.
I don't feel I'm nowhere
But you know, the
near
fact that whoever wrote this question, maybe kind of feel like we might be
know.
there. I appreciate that.
we might have a little gift card or something.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you for that
thank you for your
question.
question. That was really awesome.
I love that.
I
But
liked it.
I say cheers to making a name for ourselves.
Cheers to making
cheers
it
to that. Y'all can make it
Because it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
For sure. You got to
Definitely
believe
gonna
it.
happen.
Yes. Please, y'all, follow us on all social media handles. Y'all know y'all can catch this podcast on literally every single major platform and YouTube if you want to see these beautiful faces.
Please
Yes,
subscribe.
we just made our Twitter page and our
Yes,
TikTok page,
yes,
so we're
yes,
going to be posting
we
on
going
there.
up.
We
Y'all know we love
crazy.
TikTok and Twitter. People don't. Nah, I ain't gonna. Say
I love
that.
Twitter.
Y'all
I'm
don't
on
need to
Twitter
find my
every day.
Twitter. That's my favorite app.
I'm on Twitter all day.
I'm not, so y'all can catch
On
Taisha.
Twitter, I'm
Twitter's
on
my
there.
favorite.
We're going to do
app.
Ashley Lorraine on the TikTok.
Okay.
Taisha on Twitter.
I got the Twitter.
Nick on Instagram. And y'all can just email me. That's what I do. But yeah,
Thank you guys.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to join us next week.
Yep.
Same time, same day.
Same studio. Shout out to Adult Media real quick, y'all. We have to just say this before we cash out. This is who has really kept us afloat.
Yeah.
Really want
The
to shout out.
quality, the everything, the compliments we begin, we have to give it all to them because we just come in here and record and they get us together.
Yeah, so if you are looking to do the same, something similar, or just really want to find a space and a place where you can be expressive, podcast, whatever it may be, check out Adult Media. We'll definitely link y'all and
We'll have it in the notes.
tell Anna that we sent y'all.
Okay. Favorite client.